Tonight, I'm not going to read the news stories until I deliver them live to your homes. It's going to be terrifying. We also have an interview with a basketball coach. He is a very intimidating fellow. And other things which are sure to delight your young minds. This is CCN News for you. I'm sure we have many interesting news stories this evening. I haven't read them yet, and I'm going to read them right now, and you'll be the first to hear them. Stripes of altruism. Let's face it, prisoners aren't looked upon very highly in our society. Most people wouldn't relish spending time around convicted felons. This story, however, is a welcome change of pace. 3 young boys were enjoying a kayak ride down Washington State Creek when their vessel overturned, throwing them into the creek's 25-mile-per-hour current. One was able to swim to shore on his own, but the other 2 boys were unable to escape. Fortunately for them, they could rely on the selflessness of several inmates from a nearby corrections facility, who were performing park maintenance at the time. Nelson Pettis, 37, jumped into the river, fighting the current and managed to pull the 2 boys to safety. Several other inmates assisted with the rescue. The boys were treated for hypothermia but sustained no injuries. The boys are very grateful to their rescuers, and a meeting with their families is in the works. Latex. LA police were greeted with a bizarre sight at the end of a car chase, a man huffing balloons. Officers began pursuit of the man when they noticed him driving erratically along the streets. When the man finally pulled over, he began inflating balloons from what appeared to be a tank in the passenger seat. The man then voraciously inhaled the gas from the balloons, inflating a new one whenever he was finished, inhaling gas from at least 15 of the balloons. Officers with guns drawn watched the man for several minutes before deciding on a course of action. Beanbags were fired into the vehicle, and the suspect was pulled out and taken into custody. One of these days. In other news, mankind may be one step closer to an actual lunar colony. A group of architects have been working with the European Space Agency to produce designs for a new type of lunar building which can be built entirely from materials already present on the moon. The project would use a series of robot-operated 3D printers to collect regolith, the soil compound which makes up most of the moon's surface, and use it to print the building. Lego my shrapnel. Up next, the story of a Florida woman who wanted a midnight snack, but who ended up with a midnight trip to the hospital. Alaya Walker, 18, was staying at a friend's house when she decided to make some late-night waffles. Ms. Walker gathered the necessary ingredients and preheated the oven, not realizing that said oven was being used to store a magazine of .45 caliber bullets. The oven unsurprisingly exploded, spraying bits of shrapnel and bullet casings all over the kitchen. Ms. Walker sustained only superficial injuries, collecting herself and taking a city bus to a nearby hospital. She has made a full recovery and no charges are pending for any of the parties involved. Really, guys? Really? In more baffling news, a federal judge has dismissed a lawsuit from a man who was barred from the New London Police Force. Robert Jordan, 48, reportedly had his application rejected because his IQ score was too high. The judge didn't protest the reason for Jordan's rejection, but stated that the practice wasn't discriminatory, as, quote, the City of New London applied the same standard to everyone. Anyone who scored too high was rejected. Jordan, who currently works as a corrections officer, is considering an appeal. All my possessions for a moment of totalitarianism. We all know that the Chinese government can get a bit carried away when it comes to regulations, but this might have been a bit too far. The Chinese government has decided to ban the practice of reincarnation without government permission. Yes, you heard right. A person needs consent of China's Communist Party in order to be reborn into a new body. While this may sound frankly absurd, it is entirely possible that this is a scheme for China to gain control of the next Dalai Lama. If this practice is instituted, however that would work, China could then claim that the next holy leader of the region's largest religion had been born as one of their party members. At this point, it's impossible to say anything for certain about the motives of those involved. We at CCN News will keep you abreast of any Chinese Soul Police related news that develops. As a personal note, I understand that the Dalai Lama has said that he will be the last of the Dalai Lamas, and so I don't know how this would actually work for the Chinese government, but we'll see how they make things out. Alright. And now, something I feel uncomfortable about allowing into your homes, the Vox Pop Dropumentary. Take it away.
Alright, Zohar. So, this is a very simple shot we're getting. You pose up onto my magnificence. Understood? Are you sure you understand? Because the point is that I am the god of CCN, so it comes up and it's like, oh, who are you? Get me out!
Hi, my name is Ethan Goldstein, and I'm the host, producer, and creator of Vox Pop and Drop. Where did I get the idea for Vox Pop and Drop? You know what I've always loved doing? Grabbing random people. And I was thinking to myself one day, how can I grab random people and not be considered a molester? And that's when I had the wonderful inspiration to create Vox Pop and Drop. My childhood. I was always kind of a strange child. Those were the good old days, terrorizing my 6th grade classmates. They feared me. They loved me, but they feared me. Something about that little old habit of mine.
Hi, my name is Karen O'Donoghue, and I'm the only reason you watch CCN News. I don't know. I was just showed up to work one day, and I had to film this program. And this guy was like, let's go do this. And I'm like, okay. Turns out he was psychotic. But I didn't know that. Nobody knew that at the time. But, he's trying to get help. Maybe. Do I think Ethan would make a good CCN news anchor? No, God no. I don't want that to ever happen. It's the only thing I've got going for me. You try to take that away from me, what am I? What? I'm just this. What is this thing? This isn't even a pocket square. It's a handkerchief. It's silk. It just does nothing.
Hi, my name is Zohar, and I'm the cameraman. So, working with Ethan G as a person, he knows how to get stuff done. Sometimes when we go out, there's a lot of people, but sometimes they don't want to work. But Ethan always gets them to work. Sometimes I think that might be a tiny bit illegal. So the future of the show, I would like to find another cameraman because it's a little time consuming and it's kind of one of the worst experiences of my life.
I don't think that Vox Pop and Drop should continue into the future. If it does, it'll probably release the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse. One of them is Ethan himself. He's trying to get the other guys together, and they're gonna have a big party. Long story short, everybody's gonna die from pestilence and war, and that's already happening, so it's probably already too late. I'm gonna go into my Fallout shelter.
So, for today's segment, to celebrate the 10th episode of Vox Pop and Drop, we're going to go back to our old street, which is no longer actually a street, and ask people, tell me, how do you feel about Vox Pop and Drop?
All right, you ready to go?
Yes.
And a 3, and a 2, and a 3, 2, 1. Tell me, what do you love about being on Vox Pop? Come back here! What do you love about being on Vox Pop and Drop?
Nothing.
Good for you! Tell me, what do you love about being on Vox Pop and Drop?
Being late to the things that I need to go to every day.
Oh, isn't that sweet?
Yes, very, right?
Yeah.
I'm Parker. It's a guy who takes cars. You like give them your keys and then they drive around and put it in a parking spot for you. No. What's a Vox Pop and Drop? What is this? What am I talking about? Is it successful? I don't even... It's successful? Some guy dragged me down here with a knife and made me sit in this chair. I don't even know what I'm supposed to be doing. Please don't kill me. What do I want for the future of Vox? I just want to go home. I want to see my cat. He hasn't been fed in 3 days. He's probably killing the neighbor's birds.
All right, Zohar, this is 2 people, so what you need to do is manage to get them all in the shot. So you need to show art and skillful cinematography. And I know that's not always possible for someone of your intellectual level. All right, Zohar, one thing you need to understand is that she's shorter, she's more vulnerable. Be kind of closer in to get the tension and gravity of it. Tell me, what do you love about Vox Pop and Drop?
I love its friendly environment.
Friendly?
Yes, you're very friendly.
I'm glad you feel that way.
I'm glad to.
Now get lost. We want a funny answer. Hello. What do you love about being on Vox Pop and Drop?
I actually really hate Vox Pop and Drop.
Why?
You kind of just like pull us all into this and we're like going places and I just can't stand it and it's really annoying.
Well,
I'm
fuck
sorry.
you. Thank you very much.
Fuck you too.
I'm Louisa. I'm the production manager of CCN. Vox Pop and Drop. I don't know, he just won't let me shut it down. It's been going on for too long. It's gotten way out of hand, but I can't control it. I'm sorry. Well, we put up with him, you know.
Please, a 3 and a 2 and a 3, 2, 1. Tell me, what do you love about being on Vox Pop and Drop?
I just want to walk to my classes in my dorm without someone stalking me.
All right, so what you do, look down and then go up. Down, oh wait, no, down. Okay, so I'm gonna say 3, 2, 1. Can you count to 3, Zohar? It's really easy. Don't laugh, don't you laugh at me. It's 1, 2, 3. And now, 3, 2, 1. I am the god of CCN!
My name is Joy Marietta. I'm the program director here at Main Idea. Main Idea focuses on creating communities for children to experience various art forms, express themselves in a safe, creative environment, and build confidence in themselves and their abilities free of cost. We host anywhere from 30 to 60 campers per summer. We offer all-day workshops in a variety of arts, including dance, creative drama, creative writing, music, and visual art.
Main Idea is very important to me personally. I think that imagination is something that gets taken away from kids a lot these days, and I think it's such an important aspect of childhood and also such an important aspect of growing up and developing and being in the world and living your life. I think imagination just plays a key role in success, and so that's why Main Idea is so important, just to bring imagination back to this generation of kids.
Idea was something that kind of a lot of us had brewing in our minds and our hearts for many, many years, just a desire to work with kids and to see kind of arts cultivated, just in different kids' lives, and to see them being able to express themselves in like a really safe, fun environment, and to be able to try different art forms.
If you were a dreamer, come in. If you were a dreamer, a wisher, a liar, a hoper, a prayer, a magic bean buyer. If you're a pretender, come sit by the fire. For we have some flax, golden tales to spin. Come on in, come on in.
Clarkies, I'm here with two representatives from the men's basketball team, Coach Phillips and Jake Gubatos. So they're going to tell us a little bit about the former season and the upcoming season next year. All right, do you guys want to reflect on this past season?
Do you want me to go first?
I'll start. No, it was a good season. Our record may not have shown it, but by our accomplishments, I thought we did well. Couldn't pull out some of the wins that we really wanted, but we hung with every tough team, and we grew together as a family, and in the end, I mean, that's all I can really ask for. I feel bad for some of the seniors leaving. It's their last game, but I mean, we gave them all we could, and I mean, they're going off into the real world, 4 years under the belt, some of them 5, and I mean, they had great experiences along with myself.
I would echo some of the sentiments of Jake. One of the things that a lot of the students at Clark don't understand, and certainly we do, is at the end of the regular season in Division III in New England, they do a power rating of your schedule, and they rank you. There's 69 Division III schools in the Northeast region, and at the end of the regular season, Clark was number 1 as far as strength of schedule. I happen to run into a lot of people in the Worcester area because I'm old and I've been around Worcester a long time, and people would say to me, how's your season, which is pretty common when you're a coach, and I'd always say great, and they'd say, what's your record, and I'd say 12-12 or 12-13, and they'd look at me like, that doesn't sound great, but because of the way we played, because of the way these kids competed against very top competition, I was very happy, and 3 of the teams from our league are in the NCAAs, just that's in our league. So it's a real tribute to NUMAC, which is the name of the league that we play in. And WPI, Springfield, and MIT are 3 teams that are going on to the NCAA tournament, which starts this coming Saturday.
Wow, that's terrific. So for next season, what are some goals that the team will be facing and some challenges?
Obviously, a goal that we have every season is to have an awesome record and go far in the NUMAC and win the NUMAC, you know? Mm-hmm. It's going to be a completely different season. We're losing 2 of our big guys, DJ Bailey and Brian Beta, who are huge contributors for us. So it's going to be interesting to see how we can bounce back from that and have a
post presence, and so same goals as always every season. And it's just, like I said, the challenges are probably going to be seeing what we can do in the post, and just we have a lot of young guys coming up, some freshmen, and we'll be bringing in some more young guys because how many people did we lose?
We lost 7 this year.
7 guys, so we'll hopefully be bringing in 7 or more new faces, and so teaching them Clark basketball, teaching them ways, and hopefully building the next great Clark basketball team.
It's going to be a huge challenge next year. Last year we had 6 seniors, some of which did return as graduate students this year. This year we have 7/senior graduate students. That's a very large number for a college basketball team. That's more common on a high school level. If you're recruiting properly the right way each year, it can turn into 4 for each class, somewhere in that area. And for us to have 7, there's going to be some huge holes to fill. We will have a rebuilding year next year. Our goals and aspirations will be very different from this year's team, to be very realistic, hoping that we can be better with each game and get better at the end of the year. Do I perceive, or do I think that we're going to have a winning record? We're going to prepare to win and have a winning record, but I think realistically we're going to have to pay, as the old saying goes, some serious dues to earn our stripes before we will have wins.
Okay, for the recruitment process, are you looking for players that go to Clark currently and just haven't necessarily joined the team yet, or are you looking more for incoming freshmen?
If I understand your question correctly, we don't try to recruit within. I think that it's a twofold thing. There are some kids that are in our program right now that have not played major minutes that will have an opportunity next year and in the next hopefully coming years for them. And we will rely very heavily on recruiting to bring in some very good freshmen for next year. Where that process is right now, and again, here we are at the last week of February. No decisions have been made because most kids have not received their acceptance/financial aid package.
So why don't you guys tell me a little bit about how you got to where you are? How did you join the team? How did you become the coach?
Well, joining the team, I was obviously recruited by Coach Phillips here back in high school. Started playing basketball when I was 5 years old. You know, mom signs you up for every sport you can to get you out of the house. But no, I've played basketball my whole life, and so there was no other option but to play in college. It's just that competitiveness, and you want to continue playing as long as you can, you know, and even after college basketball, playing in men's leagues as much as I can, pick up, so it's a lifestyle, you know?
Yeah.
For me, I was a local high school teacher at St. John's High School in Shrewsbury, Mass. I graduated from Assumption College in 1976. I stayed in the area, though I'm not originally from the Worcester area. I grew up in Massachusetts, out near Springfield, Mass, Palmer, and I always knew I wanted to be a teacher and coach. It was something that I did in a part-time position as a high school teacher at Anna Maria College, the coaching piece. And then I had an opportunity to come to Clark, that's 3 presidents ago. I was hired by President Trainer, God rest his soul, and he sat me down and he was very aware of who I was very aware of who he was. He had a son who had played local high school basketball, and that's where we first had met. Though I did not recruit his son, we became very familiar to each other and friendly. Coming to Clark was a dream come true for me because of the fact of the academics and the Clark name. Basketball is very important here at Clark, but it's always for me been the academic piece first, the basketball second. We have kids, and it gives us an opportunity to recruit kids from all over the country and quite frankly all over the world. Right now, presently, we're involved with a prep school student from Serbia. We have a player, freshman on the team from England. We've had kids on the team from all over the place, and it's exciting for us to be able to mix both athletics with academics.
That's great. Now I noticed your little basketball bracelet, like family Clark one. How do you think family implements the team and really? Well,
it's something that has happened at Clark in the years that Jake has been here for quite a few years. And when I sit with recruits and their parents, I always say to them, here's the good news. I'll treat you like my 2 sons who I love dearly. Here's the bad news. I treat you like my 2 sons who I love dearly. Basically what that means is I try to tell recruits, I'm never going to replace your parents. My job is to be a mentor to you. My job is to make sure that you understand that there's more than just basketball. There's community service, there's wearing a tie and sport coat both for home and away games, there's doing it the right way, being a solid citizen on this campus and in the community of Worcester. And these are the same expectations I would have of my own 2 sons. We end every practice with me saying we are, the kids say family. We have a wristband that we had made, it says Clark Basketball, it says family on it, and I never take it off. To me it's very important that we have a close-knit group of guys, and our record, to me it takes care of itself. My goal as a coach is to teach these kids about competing, because if I can teach them that, this is something they can use for the rest of their lives. It really isn't about basketball, it's about life skills, and that's the bottom line.
All that's so true, and everyone on the team, I can speak for all of them, we all are a family. Everyone, even people who have graduated before, still keep in touch with them. Everyone, whether you're a senior or freshman, there's no difference. We're all together. We're together during, some of us have classes together, we see each other in the library, we hang out, we're always hanging out, and just everyone, even from the coaching staff down to the team managers, we're all a family, and it's always going to be like that.
That's great. That's really important in a team sport. Okay, thank you so much for coming on the show. We really appreciate it. It was a pleasure meeting you. Good luck with your season in the fall, and maybe we'll have you guys come back to review that one.
Thank you very much for having us. We appreciate it.
Okay, thanks.
Oh, hello there. I didn't hear you come in. To finish out tonight's news segment, I'm going to inform you, the consumer of our media, the proper art of folding a paper airplane. As you can see, I have ingeniously crafted one before the program began. It's been sitting here this whole time. Alright, so what you're going to want to do is take a piece of paper. You fold the paper in half, or as we call it, where I come from, hot dog style. You fold it this way, okay? So now you have a nice crease going on, alright? Am I going too fast for you? Too bad. What you want to do next is you take another crease and you fold it inward at a 45-degree angle as such, okay? You do the same thing with the other side. So now what you've got going on is a little house. It's got a little top point like that so the snow can fall off, or not. Maybe it gets collected because your house is weird looking. Anyway, you fold another one at a, I don't know, what's half of 45? Like a small angle. And then you do the other one for the other side because, you know, that's how it goes. And so it should look something like this. Then you fold it inward like this. And then you've got something that looks kind of like this. And now what you've got is a non-standard paper airplane. To give this a little pizzazz, you can add a couple more folds at whatever degree angles you feel are necessary onto the back, like so. And now you've got a thing that's got so many wings, it doesn't know what it's gonna do. And then you throw it into the camera, saying, "This has been CCN News for you. I'm Karen O'Donnell. Have a good night."
Say that all is lost, all is not lost, all is not